Hey, y'all, thanks for checking out the From the Captain's Quarters podcast. We are proudly brought to you by Captain Coop's Beard Company. For all your beard needs, we got the beard oils, the beard balms, the beard butters. We got you covered, fellas, or ladies with facial hair. But also our new line of CBD products, including CBD body butter, CBD lotion. We got that ink balm for all you tattooed freaks out there, and Tortuga, our personal lubricant. Check it all out at CaptainCoops.com. Don't forget 10% off when you use the promo code podcast at checkout, CaptainCoops.com. The show is also brought to you by Aperion North Fields, formerly Everything Hemp LLC. Delta 8 products, Delta 9 products, CBD tinctures, body creams, body everything. If you need CBD goodies, they got it all. Still working on that new website, so you can currently find them at everythinghempllc.com. Also on the social medias. Give them a follow, give them a like, and get yourself some of that D9. It is the From the Captain's Quarters podcast on location at the Motherwind studios here in beautiful downtown Chippewa Falls. It's very homey in here, fellas. I love what you've done with the walls. This is the best couch maybe I've ever sat on. It's the practice space. No, seriously, it's got a good vibe to it. I like it. I feel good here. I feel comfortable here.
Just ripped all the tape off the walls. You can't even touch this without leaving it dead.
Leave it to the lead singer not to put the microphone up to his mouth when he talks.
There's not enough spotlight on him.
Can we get some spot in here? Bring me some spot, and we're gonna need some backing vocals. So Anthony and Jackson are here from Motherwind. If you guys haven't checked these guys out, either listening to their music or checking them out live, this is a must do. I want to go back and talk about the origin story. Jackson and I go back many years. He's been a part of bands that I've helped promote and helped bring to some shows. Also, a influential part of Captain Coop's beard company and the products that it so finely produces. But as far as you guys getting together and figuring out that you wanted to make music together, how did that story begin? Where did you cross paths first?
Well, so originally we started writing songs, me, Nate, and Michael, obviously, who aren't present. We all went to high school together. Mm-hmm. And we were writing songs under a name called The Color Scene. And unfortunately, our drummer didn't work out. He was my cousin. His name's Adam Blooms. Great guy. Everybody should check out his music, too. Little folkier, Neil Youngish.
Ting!
But after we had that kind of falling out, Nate and Michael were looking for a drummer to fill in, and Caleb Delaney from Narcissus, a mutual friend of me and Jackson, he pointed me into Jackson's direction, and I think I traveled up here one weekend, and me and Jackson took a camping trip, partied a bit, felt each other out, felt each other up.
That's what I was waiting for.
Figured we liked each other, we got along, so I introduced Jackson to the other guys, and it's been magic since then. We started writing songs at Midwest Horse Sanctuary in Neilsville, and it just worked out.
Do you feel like when, and obviously having started a project before that, and Jackson, you being a part of bands before that, is there some, I don't want to call it invisible magnetic force field, but when you find the right person and you vibe with them, like the unit becomes cohesive, and you're like, okay, I feel like we're in a groove now. We have the right pieces in place.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it was more of love at first sight, but
the truth comes out.
It was. Jackson just worked out really good, and we had very similar tastes in music. Food too. I found out he was a professional chef, and he was cooking me dinner like every single weekend. It was great. I'm very happy I met you, Jackson.
I want to get Jackson's 2 cents on this, because when you talk about a relationship story like this, a band relationship story like this, you want to get both sides of it. You can't just be a one-sided affair. So tell me about would you concur with everything that Anthony said about the meeting and the camping and the feeling and the cooking?
Well, I don't know about all the feeling, but yeah, as far as what you were saying about like feeling that click, I kind of noticed that actually the first time I practiced with them is we just Anthony had sent me some of their recordings to like practice, and I didn't. I panic listened to them the whole drive there, which it was an hour drive, so it was fine.
Good, plenty of time.
Yeah, and they were easy songs. I got it. But so I showed up, and I kind of just improv with them, and it just felt so easy to fall in step with them. And I knew they were all younger guys with less stage experience and stuff too. So like halfway through practice, I had said, "Hey, okay, everybody take your hair ties out and pretend you're like playing for real people right now instead of horses." And they did, and it was great. And we all just had fun and clicked immediately. And yeah, since then we've just been writing more, playing shows, playing bigger shows.
I remember that like 3-month window where Jackson was playing hard to get, not giving a commitment to actually being a part of the band.
Dude, I was so pissed. I was so pissed. It's like, I bought you dinner. I took you to the movie.
Mm-hmm. Heard this story before.
Yeah.
So what was the delay in commitment? I know was it sour band experience in your past, or were you not quite ready to make that kind of commitment? I mean, were you looking in the rearview mirror too much?
Sour experience so much as realizing how big of a commitment it was because of the last project I had been a part of, and the extent that I wanted to be present in that and build that. And I knew if I was part of another project, I would want it to be something like this and not as casual as well. And I didn't know if I was ready to jump into that big of a commitment, but I was. So,
so who got down on one knee? No, let's save that for. There's pointing
That was
fingers
Michael
going on.
every
We'll let the
practice.
audience to the first practice. One knee, both knees. Semantics, really, at this point. But you guys have music out for fans to listen to. Tell me about putting obviously the writing process, but then getting music out into people's ears.
So I think it was 3/5 of the songs were already pretty much written by the time Jackson became part of the band. Writing those songs were a couple of them were written down in Austin, Texas, where we recorded my solo album, which was basically that's what evolved into the Color Scene. So a lot of those songs were written outside of a food truck in Austin, Texas. And Jackson being part of the band just brought those songs to the next level and gave them more of a sound, what we wanted. And drums make the song, they're just.
That was shameless.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
They do.
Wow.
They really do.
I've interviewed musicians for like 23 years of my life, and nobody has ever said that before. So this is, congratulations, Jackson. I feel like there should be an award
for
on the
sure.
wall. Makes the song.
Dude, I give so much credit to drummers too, because carrying that fucking that entire set and setting it up on stage, and if there's like 2 people there, you're like, I just did all this.
That's why he's so svelte. It's all carrying svelte. Yeah, it's carrying all that drum stuff around. So let's say nobody has people are listening to this podcast for the first time, they're being introduced to you. Give them a verbal description of what Motherwind sounds like. Like, is there influences in there? There's pointing back and forth.
What the name sounds like?
No, like what the vibe of the band. Like, is there influences from other artists that kind of make a hodgepodge of all the goodness?
Really, really a melting pot. I mean, you get some 90s grunge, you get some Stevie Ray Vaughan in there. What else? What do you like? I don't know. Man.
I like banging on stuff. It's cool.
I guess we're just trying to write cohesive songs. I don't know. I don't want us to sound or live vicariously through other bands, if that makes sense. I just want all of our songs to be like unique, like one cohesive unit kind of thing.
They're all radically different. Every single one that you have, every song that you got is like so completely different from the next one that you hear, though. Because one sounds like, you got some like almost like Spin Doctors tones in it, Wrong Side of the Sun. And then the next one will be like really bluesy. Then you got another one that's almost like I don't know, rockabilly sound.
Yeah, and I think at the beginning of like every songwriter's career, they're always like they're heavily basing their songwriting off of what they like, and we're slowly beginning to get out of that. We're just kind of, we want this to sound like a Motherwind song. We don't want it to sound like Bad Flower or Highly Suspect or other bands we've been compared to.
Do you find that freeing though? I mean, as artists, as songwriters, that you have the ability to sound like however you want that song to sound like. You're not like, oh, we have to make sure that this is, fits into this genre, or this fits into this tone or this melody. You kind of are you're free to kind of roam about the map as within the confines of your abilities.
Well, yeah, we just want the songs to be sonically sound and I guess unique to us. We don't really care what I don't know how to explain it. Our songwriting process is very organized but very disorganized at the same time.
Controlled chaos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sometimes, one of us will be laying on the floor like crying because the other person doesn't want to do what one person wants to do. Or, sometimes in here it's just fucking noise. So, but all four of us playing a different song. And
did that make the album? I mean, that's the question. Did the yes, yeah. It's the bonus track, the super secret hidden bonus track.
The Crybaby tracks, Crybaby B-sides.
And you guys have had a chance to get out and play some shows around the area and stuff. What is that? What's the feedback been like? Because I know it's one thing to play music in a rehearsal space or go to a recording studio and put it out, but to get in front of an audience, what's the reception been like? What's the action been like? I'm sure it's been growing exponentially since you guys have had a chance to get out and play more often.
So we actually were very lucky. Our first ever show was in Tony, Wisconsin, and we actually got to open for the Black Moods, who are already they're an established national. Mm-hmm. That opened a lot of doors right away. Meeting John Kaiser, who does Northwoods Rock Rally, that opens a lot of doors. He's super supportive of us, and lots of other bands. Everybody loves John. How can you not love John? But the response was really good. I mean, everybody sees how young we are and how motivated we are, and a lot of the feedback we've gotten is just people see how much we love our band, and I never thought that we'd get that response. It's what I'm always looking for. Oh, we love your band, but even if they don't love our band, they see that we do.
Mm-hmm.
You want some outside comments from last weekend?
I don't know.
They're good. So while I was there, these four guys were in there, and they were just like watching guys kind of standing over towards the door, and pretty soon they were getting into it. And the one guy came over and he was talking to me about stuff, just random. And we started talking. Obviously, I'm in the hemp business. He turned out to be in the hemp business, so we were talking about that. But then he said, geez, I'm so glad we came in here. He goes, because we were just going to pop in and pop back out. But we heard these guys play, and it was fucking awesome, and we needed to stay. We just couldn't pull ourselves out of there.
I think I talked to that guy after the show. He's the one that I pointed out. I said,
yeah.
I said you're like a hot mom, right?
Yep, exactly.
Because those lights on everybody's stage were just
so you couldn't see his
so
beard,
bright.
Really,
I couldn't.
Is what you're saying?
Oh, I couldn't see he was a male.
That's hilarious. It's like got the farmer hat on and the beard. He's a good dude. I talked to him the other day. We're gonna be doing some business together. But regardless, that was a lot of it. People came in off the street because they heard live music, paid the $10 because they had 10 extra bucks in their pocket, but they were staying. The Rumors reeled them in, and then you guys kept them there. It was fucking awesome. I mean, it was that was a good vibe, and it wasn't a huge crowd, but it was a good crowd, and they were digging it. And but I hear that all the time, like Rally, they don't know that I know you guys and stuff. And I hear people, just like I see them singing along to the songs, so they've heard some of the originals before, but then of course when you guys do like a couple of covers, they're like right there with those. And
sure.
I get a lot of audience feedback when I've seen you guys. It's like, because those of us in the audience, we talk and say, this is awesome, or ew, that wasn't great, for some bands. I mean, dude, it happens. You've been at shows and you've said that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And we've been the subject of that.
So you got music out for people to listen to, shows under your belt, and it sounds like a lot of forward momentum with this band. Feeling good about your performance, and as Jackson had said, since he's kind of the experienced one, the show grows, the live show grows and leads to some big festivals coming up this summer. You mentioned Northwoods Rock Rally. I know you guys are going to be part of that one. Jackson, you've experienced the rally before. How do you guys get prepared for bigger stages like that and playing along with, some of the bigger acts that are going to be coming into town, and just let it all hang out and see how many bodies are standing afterwards?
Yes. Always pee before you play.
Good advice.
I guess something I always do is I eat a bunch of fruit, and this is like a new thing. It is.
Fruit.
I like wasn't eating fruit for like the longest time because fruit is so fucking expensive, and I just eat fruit, and the fruit makes me perform well. End of story.
I feel like there's a Naval Orange sponsorship deal that's just looming out there somewhere.
Dole, hit us
Dole,
up.
yeah. Dole, call the podcast. We'll get you guys connected.
What do you do, Jackson?
Well, I'd say when we play bigger shows, the best thing to like mentally get ready for it is you just know it's going to be a ton of fun. Mm-hmm. One thing, like what you were saying earlier about what we get comments on, one thing that we get talked about and get told is our stage presence and our stage show, how much energy we have.
Mm-hmm.
People really dig how interactive we are with the audience and stuff.
Pinatas.
Yeah, we started kind of doing a shtick lately where we bring a pinata to the show and fill it full of weird shit.
Who doesn't love a pinata?
Right, especially
it's
when
not just for kids,
especially
people.
when it's full of frogs and lube. So.
Winning. Not frog lube. That's different. That's different. Just lubed up frogs. And now you know. The more you know, the further you'll go.
But yeah, so it just think ahead to how much fun the show is going to be, and anything that could be fear or anxiety about the show, I just pretend it's excitement, and then it turns into excitement, and then we go on stage and we're like four brothers. We're tight. We're having fun. It's a blast.
Yeah, that's
you
awesome.
Just got to go into it with the right mindset.
And Jimmy, I know you guys are a big part of Northwoods Rock Rally, and a ton of bands out there that I'm sure you've seen and are looking forward to seeing this year.
Oh, absolutely. We're real involved with Northwoods Rock Rally because we're kind of an automatic sponsor. Obviously, Phil, the owner of our company, he ran and put together, and it's on his property. So he's kind of in the background with Rock Rally. He loves it. He doesn't have to do the work, and he still gets to enjoy it. And he gets to go there, and we're selling our hemp products with Aperion, and that's our involvement. But I think I've gone to Rock Rally for many years, so I'm part of that group that will probably always go to it, just because it's a different kind of festival. It's really organic, and nobody gives a shit. They don't let kids in there, which is awesome, because then adults can really cut loose, and you don't have to worry about if you just accidentally bought a 16-year-old a beer, or whatever. It's just kind of like that.
Yeah, it's a super fun festival. I remember most of it, but then Jägermeister bottles just ended up at my door, and and then I time traveled, which is really cool. I didn't know that was a thing, but magic. I want to play a Motherwind song on here. Do you guys have a specific one you want to toss out? A fan favorite or maybe a band favorite?
People have been digging Resistance lately, so we'll do that one.
There you go. Resistance, Motherwind.
Listen, do you hear the muddled cries of one gone missing? To be dead or found alive, what's the difference? It's a game created by the riches. And I've been feeling like I'm not at home. And I've been feeling like I'm so alone. time left to be worried about education. We waste our last breath, the smoke inside our lungs. And I've been feeling like I'm not at home. And I've been feeling like I'm so all this time I've been wrong. All this time I've been wrong. Resistance calls the other world. Who's studying all my boys and girls? Their memories won't be the same, and I don't care either way.
Resistance, Motherwind on the From the Captain's Quarters podcast. Here talking with Anthony and Jackson and Jimmy. We talked about Northwoods Rock Rally coming up this summer. Obviously, I'm sure they'll be filling in the gaps with a bunch of different shows and stuff. But Rockfest also is on the docket for 2022. I'm sure looking forward to getting out and playing in front of a bunch of people there too.
Yeah, we're pumped. Rockfest is so weird for me. That's kind of like a milestone, being able to play at Rockfest, because when I was little, my dad would always leave for Rockfest, and my mom would stay home and take care of me and my sister. And we never knew where my dad was. And, he'd come back and he'd, look like he just got back from something terrible.
Did he go to war?
Yeah.
Is he going to be okay?
Right?
Yeah.
No, I remember he would always bring me, like, a cup from Rockfest. And I'm like, oh, that's where you were. Okay. I remember Aerosmith was playing one year. He got me an Aerosmith shirt. But yeah, Rockfest for me is just like a huge thing. It's like, I feel complete a bit, but we're not done. We still have a lot to do.
And it's the cool thing about these festivals is both of them that we talked about and more that are coming in the future is not just obviously the major opportunity to play in front of big crowds, but also a chance to get to watch other bands and maybe pick up on some things and interact with them. I know you've had some experience opening for some other artists, but is there anybody on either one of those lineups that you're like, man, I can't wait to either maybe catch their set or, have a chance to maybe rub elbows with them in either one of the lineups? I'm sure, they're both extensive lineups, so it might be tough to name drop somebody off the bat, but is there like, oh yeah, I want to make sure that I get a chance to see those guys?
Uncle Daddy is, we know those guys personally, but in my opinion, them and Via, they're both from Minneapolis, and the Issues there, the guys that we're all good friends with. Those are honestly my top three. I'm most excited about them.
Very cool.
John 5 too. John 5 I'm really excited about.
Right during your set.
Yeah, right during our set. Oh, and another cool thing about, well, I guess kind of cool, kind of not cool, because I really wanted to see the Pretty Reckless, but we play right before their set and right after their set. So technically, we get to open for the Pretty Reckless, and then they get to open for us in the same, 4 hours.
I feel like that needs to go on a poster, a resume, or something like opened for and we're opened for by.
Just make a diagram with the arrows and shit.
Some weird roadmap of here's where we are and here's where we've been.
Exactly.
Hey, Taylor Momsen, if you're listening, you're welcome for the opening and closing act. Jimmy, I want to talk to you a little bit about Aperion North Fields. Went through a name change and stuff like that. We've kind of discussed a little bit about that on the show before. What are you guys looking forward to? I know the hemp industry, the CBD industry is always an interesting one. I know you follow it closely, but what's exciting for you as we get through 2022?
just watching it grow. I mean, it's grown exponentially every year. We started in 2018 as Everything Hemp LLC, and this is the first year we're changing it over. We're almost complete with the change. We're just building website, getting labels printed and stuff, and then we're going to get out with that. Some of the things we're going to do, we have a little more technique with what we're doing marketing-wise, and we're going to go a little more toward retail sales as well. About 80% of our business has probably been wholesale selling in white label, which, with the Captain Coop stuff, but that's most of what we've been doing is wholesale. And we just kind of put the brand on the back burner. And so when we started looking at rebranding, we started maybe streamlining. We started out very homey and mostly marketing towards friends and family and stuff like that, and it grew beyond. So it's now we're going on a larger scale with the branding, and it's not necessarily all about the brand, but we want a brand that's going to represent us, and that's where we came. Aperion it means limitless, and that's kind of where we're at with it. But we're still homey, so it's Aperion North Fields. I mean, we still are a small company, 7 people strong, that we put stuff out all over the country that goes on with other people's names. So some of the things that we're going to be doing differently would be like, we're sponsoring some music acts because we do have a close relationship with Northwoods Rock Rally and stuff. So Motherwind obviously was a natural fit because Jackson, the drummer, is our chemist. He formulates and makes those products along with Annie, the groupie that's sitting right behind me. She's the assistant in that laboratory. She makes a little bit of money working as an assistant, but she gets paid really well for Motherwind to be the paid groupie. It goes around. It's not really like the gross groupie stuff. She mostly just like wears the sandwich board and carnival barks for the band outside the show. That's mostly. So anyway. But no, those guys do a great job in the lab, and they were kind of I think their product consistency really is what led us to getting our own brand, something that we're really excited about, and we're expanding the lines, going more into the stuff that was a little more taboo, stuff that you don't really want to tell your grandma about. Some of the edibles, the Delta 8s, the Delta 9s, vapes, more smoking products and stuff. Just opening it up. We've always had therapeutic products with the CBD type thing. Those are still going to stay there, and they're still a huge part of us. But we're opening those up to some of the funner stuff that people have been asking us for a lot.
Is that what ties it in? With Motherwind, with other bands, with the artistry, is that element of the D8s, the D9s? I mean, in really entrancing itself into music, because it's obviously been a part of the fabric of music forever. But is this kind of just the way the culture has moved, the way that CBD has moved? Is this a natural intertwining of music and what you guys are doing?
Oh yeah, totally. It's kind of like peas and carrots. I mean, they go together very, very easily because I mean, who didn't walk into a green room that didn't smell like weed? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's really what it is. But aside from that, though, with the culture moving toward legalization of different things, you also see that influence through our band culture, I guess, the music culture. So there's a lot of that. It ties together pretty well that way. Motherwind is one. I just worked with Zamtrip. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. They're out of Wyoming, and they play a lot of big shows. They're pretty big over there, and they're getting bigger over here. They're going to be playing at Rock Rally. They cried because they didn't get selected for Fest, but
Sorry.
So no. Anyway, we're actually gonna work with them and come up with a line of products for them to sell on their merch table as well, and co-brand. So we'll be pushing each other. Our sponsorships are like that. It's more of a partnership. It's not really just, hey, I'm gonna get a van and wrap it and give it to you guys, man. No, it's nothing like that. It's like we push each other's product, basically.
What's this relationship been like for you guys? Obviously, Jackson, you're very hands-on with it, but for you guys to be able to, tie your stuff in with Aperion and bring that brand out, but also help support what you guys are doing, it seems like, besides the fact that there's a relationship here, it's been good though. You feel like you like the partnerships like this that help fund the band and help push the band forward.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited to work more, I guess, with myself on it.
Always working with yourself.
But yeah, to develop some more stuff that's unique merch for the band, and also is a helpful product or possibly healthy things. I'm sure we're probably going to aim a little more at debaucherous things than we are
debauchery
at
approved,
like healing salves. But
well, you could probably do both. You could do the
yeah.
debauchery for the night, and then you're probably going to need the medical rub,
the aftercare. Yeah, exactly.
And maybe throw some Tortuga in there. Shameless promotion.
Tortuga.
You need some Tortuga for after the debauchery, or as part of it. Yeah,
Well, yes. Potato, tomato.
But exactly, peas and carrots, tomatoes, and fruit.
Does anybody else want soup? Is that just
really
me?
like maybe some fresh veggies?
Jackson can't have fruit. Jackson's allergic.
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, now let's dive deeper. No, we'll leave your allergy and the fact that your lead singer eats bowls and bowls of fruit before shows out of this complex conversation.
They are bowls, actually.
See?
We get them from Quick Trip. They're like stacked bowls.
Quick Trip, where are you at? Motherwind, Quick Trip, fruit bowls.
You know what else comes in bowls? Aperion D8 sprayed flour. That's just
Shameless, just getting shameless around here. So we talked about the music that you guys have out. Obviously, the writing process keeps continuing. 2 big shows and a slew of other dates that you guys are gonna be out playing. What are you guys looking forward to after you kind of get through summer? Is it more getting more music written and more music out? Is that kind of the next step in the process?
I'd say all that's sooner than this summer. Actually,
Yeah.
we're going to be hitting the studio pretty quick, trying to release some singles this spring. Probably hoping for a summer release as well. We're kind of writing machines lately. Whenever we're at practice, whenever we try to have some direction, we accidentally write a song. So we're really making a lot of content. We're looking to probably up our socials a little bit, like just get more out there for people that want to interact with us. And
Is the songwriting, is the song creation, is that, and just to tie it all kind of back into where we started, is that really all kind of part of how cohesive this band is? Having all the pieces in place and just like writing songs, it's even if it's not intentional, it just kind of comes naturally.
Yeah, that's kind of indicative of how well we all mesh together. Cool. We're all accomplished enough musicians individually that we can just jam to some tunes, but then as we're just fiddling around in the practice space, we accidentally put together stuff that sounds really cool, and it's all stuff we really dig. So
Well, that's awesome. Well, it was great chatting with you guys. I want to get a chance to shout out your social medias and websites and get all the pertinent information out there to people so that they know. I'm guessing it's all at Motherwind Music.
Oh yeah,
underscores.
So, everything's gonna be Motherwind Band. Instagram Motherwind Band, Twitter Motherwind Band, Facebook Motherwind Band. I think YouTube is the only one that's just Motherwind. We've gotten really lucky with our handles.
There's no underscores and no it's Motherwind 46.
No
underscore mom.
There are these weird yoga pages we run into sometimes. I don't know what Motherwind has to do with maybe they're not yoga. Maybe they're Pilates or
it's like a chakra thing. It feels like.
Yeah, they're some
feels
spiritual.
Very
spiritual
zen
pages.
Namaste.
I need to look in what Motherwind means to those people.
Well, at least if it ever comes down to a lawsuit, they're going to be total pushovers. You're going to be like, no, and they'd be like, okay, peace be with you.
Yeah, Motherwind for them is just this big peace thing, and it's for us, it's just chaos.
Awesome. Peace and love and Motherwind. Thank you all for hanging out with us on the From the Captain's Quarters podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for checking out the From the Captain's Quarters podcast. I am Cooper. Remember, wherever you are listening, whatever podcast platform you are listening on, please give us a 5-star rating. Please leave a review. And the biggest thing you can do to help spread the love of the show is to share it with your friends and family. We talk to all sorts of people, from musicians to business owners to off-road enthusiasts. We talk to everybody. So make sure you staple this one to your forehead as a podcast you want to get into your regular rotation. Find us on the social medias as well. Just search From the Captain's Quarters. Give us a like, give us a follow, give us a high five. Appreciate you.